Dominion, arguably the spiciest boxed set yet. And what better way to open it than with a big knife? The plastic is gone, so it's time to unbox. But this isn't going to be just a plain old regular unseasoned unboxing. I've advertised it as spicy, and that's because the components within this box will be compared and contrasted to household spices. Can you contain your excitement? Probably not, but let's go in anyway. Sliding off that lid. What do you know? There's a massive piece of art that slid onto the floor. Look at that. Very spicy. I'm not sure this piece of card really warrants its own spice. So we're going to move on from that and move on to the sprues. So we're going to count up the sprues, see how many there are for each faction. So for the Stormcast Eternals here, we've got 3 little sprues there. We've got 3 for the Cruel Boys. We've got another 3 for the Stormcast. Another 3 for the Cruel Boys. A couple there for the Stormcast. Some for the Cruel Boys here. Another one for them. Another one for them and the Stormcast. They're sharing sprues now. How am I supposed to continue this? Okay, we're going to have to just split that in half right now. So, Cruel Boys, Stormcast. Okay, now we're back on track. More Cruel Boys and Stormcast. So we seem to be pretty close. I think the Cruel Boys have got slightly more. And we've got another piece of art. Is that identical art? I believe that's 2 pieces of art that are in fact the same. Ignoring the art, the sprues, Stormcast Eternals, if we're going to grade them on the spice meter, they are definitely hot. Stormcast Eternals are hot, there's no disputing that. But they're also everywhere. Extremely common. So on that basis, I'm going to give the Stormcast Eternals pepper. Moving on to the Cruel Boys. Now, these have divided opinion somewhat. Some people can't get enough of them. Others, really not a fan. Very, very distinctive, especially for this range. So, what kind of spice do we have in here to sum that up perfectly? Well, how about garlic powder? Moving on, and we have, encased in plastic, some kind of paperwork here. Let's have a look. We've got War Scrolls. So one major issue I had with War Scrolls in the past was the alignment of the text. They used to be very much that way up. Very, very portrait. However, now, as you can see, luxurious landscape. Look, you can actually read the text now. You don't need a magnifying glass or a microscope. A spice that makes everything better, like correct text alignment. I'm going to go with ground ginger. You cannot go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with landscape alignment on the War Scrolls. Instructions, well, clearly not very exciting. They're only instructions. But they are essential. They do bring everything together. So the only substance from the spice cupboard remotely qualified to cover this would be salt. Now we've got this little Start Here booklet, which presumably will contain some kind of background and starter scenario for you to play out. So, someone who's maybe considering getting into spice, but isn't ready for something too strong yet, would start here. So surely that would have to be paprika. Now we've got a big juicy book here. We're going to have to get the massive knife out to open this one. Here we go, this could be dangerous. So this whole book is really, it encompasses everything you need if you're going to be playing Age of Sigmar, I think. You've got the background, you've got some hobby stuff in there, you've got lovely pictures, you've got rules. What else do you need? It's kind of a one-stop shop. You know which spice is a bit of a one-stop shop? Southern fried seasoning, the ultimate mix. Then we take out this same piece of artwork, but this time it's on a different piece of card. Ignore that, and move on to the bases. Of course, the bases, a nice little bonus at the bottom of the box there. Maybe you forgot there were going to be bases included, so a little bit of a sweetener for you there. And of course, that means the bases, just that little extra sprinkle of goodness that makes everything tick. Sweet cinnamon. And finally, we have a tiny piece of plastic that's come off something, which I assume is off one of the sprues. So I have no idea what it is. So it is ground cumin. Well, there you have it. It's a magnificent box indeed. Maybe the spiciest ever. And any of you spice aficionados out there with any differing opinions, those that deviate from my own on precisely which spice should be allocated to which component, feel free to let me know in the comments. And let's get some spicy debate going around that. With that, I'm off to sell the orcs to Rem and assemble the Stormcast, and then, sneak peek for anyone who's made it to the end of this video, I also picked up these bad boys, so you can look forward to those being worked on soon as well. Start collecting Caradron Overlords. But whoosh, that's for another spicy occasion. So for now, like, subscribe, and keep it spicy.